Squatters are now occupying the mansion of a Russian oligarch in London. And let's go live to Belgrave Square. David Cochran right on the site, going to show us what is happening and tell us the story. David.
Yeah, Heather, this is Belgrave Square. It's one of the ultra-wealthy neighborhoods here in London, well, less than a kilometer from Buckingham Palace. And let me just show you what's going on here on the balcony of number 5. Sometime overnight, protesters, squatters have moved in here and occupied this £50 million mansion belonging to Oleg Deripaska. He's one of 7 Russians who was sanctioned last week. He was a former business partner of Roman Abramovich, the owner of the Chelsea Football Club, who was also hit in those sanctions. And they've unfurled protest signs here saying this property has been liberated, and another sign with a protest for a message for Vladimir Putin I will not repeat on television, as I don't want the Ombudsman or the CRTC to get mad with me. You see the people up there with safety harnesses and red helmets. They are police officers there to make sure that nobody gets hurt or no damage is done. And what's interesting, Heather, is this is happening illegally after the UK Housing Secretary Michael Gove suggested that there might be a legal way to seize these properties of the Russian oligarchs and use them to house Ukrainian refugees, because London is riddled with properties like this belonging to the Russian super rich. Many of those assets have been frozen, and the United Kingdom has committed to bringing in an unlimited number of refugees who want to flee the conflict in Ukraine. And what Gove is suggesting is that these mansions and apartments of these Kremlin-connected oligarchs could make for suitable accommodations for people fleeing the war. Here's what Michael Gove said yesterday.
In my view, it is the case that if your wealth and your influence is being deployed in order to support or to provide comfort to Putin, given what he's doing, then I'm afraid you have to bear the consequences. The sanctions process involves us going through a rigorous analysis of just who should be subject to those sanctions. We've moved as rapidly as we possibly can, but it seems to me that if we can use those assets for as long as someone is sanctioned in an appropriate way.
Now, Heather, that all sounds simple, but nothing is ever really that simple. There are reports in the British press that the Treasury Department and the Foreign Office are pushing back against this move. And even Michael Gove has admitted that there's a high legal bar to clear here. And all of this is being floated at a time when the UK government's really being criticized for being too slow and not strong enough in relocating Ukrainian refugees to the United Kingdom. They've made a lot of strong statements saying it will be unlimited, but they just have not had the capacity on the continent to process visa applications and biometrics to get people here. They have rolled out a plan this week to offer people £350 a month if they offer a room to Ukrainian refugees, take them in. People like Benedict Cumberbatch said at the BAFTA Awards last night that he was willing to do this. So there is a high level of support from UK citizens, churches, celebrities, it turns out, and charities to do this. But so far the response has been too slow, and people have actually called for Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, to resign because of the slow response. And this is a manifestation, Heather, of some of that frustration.
And they have said in interviews this morning already, David, they were not going to leave that property willingly. So there you are in position, and we'll look forward to your reporting as this continues to develop. Thank you very much. David Cochran, live in London.